Welcome into Titans Today. I am Tom Downey. Before we break down some depth chart takeaways from the first official release by Tennessee, who here is excited for Titans football? If you are, and I assume it's every single person watching, then like the video for me right now. The Titans have released their depth chart for Week 1 against the New Orleans Saints. Now, this is the unofficial depth chart from the team, so it is officially unofficial. It's weird, I know. But there are some insights to glean from the release of the depth chart. A few of our questions, predominantly from a depth perspective, might have been answered before the Titans take on the Saints at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. A big question was, who's the backup quarterback? Survey says, try again later. Malik Willis or Will Levis. There's probably some fun aggravation of their names involved there, like Malik Will Levis or something like that. It's or. Now, we'll label it as quarterback 2, quarterback 3 for our graphics perspective because that was the order that was presented. It had the slash. Adam Schefter, who once said he had never seen an or on a depth chart before, which I guess he's never watched college football at any point. Maybe he's never seen a slash before. It's the exact same thing. It's Tannehill, clearly quarterback 1. Willis ahead of Levis with a slash between them indicates the or there. Look, Willis looked much better in the preseason this year, which he was always a raw prospect. You always needed time. Maybe we overreacted too much from the first season of him not playing well, losing out to Josh Dobbs, who's going to start in Arizona, by the way. But Will Levis does have more investment into him. Yeah, he was a second-round pick. Tennessee traded up for. It may be Levis as quarterback 2 and Willis quarterback 2, Levis QB3. One very noteworthy thing. The way the NFL has set up their quarterback 3 role, you get a freebie for QB3. But you have to specify who that is, and they will not count against your game day active roster, and they can only play in the event of injuries to QB1 and QB2. So technically, we should know who actually is quarterback 3 when we get to kickoff time of Week 1, unless Tennessee wants to make them both fully active, which would be kind of weird. But pick a quarterback 2 for me. Who is your choice for backup right now? You can change it in a week, can change it in a year, but right now, who is it? MW for Malik Willis or WL for Will Levis? Takeaway number 2 on the depth chart is the right tackle spot / the offensive line. We already knew going in that Chris Hubbard was going to be the right tackle. Mike Vrabel had previously made that pretty clear. The rest of the O-line, not really a massive surprise, although everyone's favorite, Dillon Radunz, sarcasm, by the way. He is both the top backup at right guard and right tackle, with Xavier Newman and Corey Levin also backups at left guard and center and right guard, respectively. So, in theory, if something happens to Hubbard, knock on wood, Radunz would be the next man up. We kind of knew Hubbard was going to start. We knew that going in. Vrabel's already made that pretty clear. Radunz being your right guard and right tackle backup, at least is interesting. You know, he has not lived up to expectations. He should be your starter. Should have been your starter last year from what you invested in him. But his play has not been worthy of that so far. With Nicholas Petit-Frere suspended for the first couple games, offensive line's a question mark. So what is your confidence level in this Titans offensive line? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1, of course, on the low end, 10 on the high end. Takeaway number 3, there's no / or here. Jack Gibbens is the other starter at inside linebacker alongside Azeez Al-Shaair over Luke Gifford, over Monty Rice, and also over Otis Reese IV. If you had told me, draft time, somewhere in that range, that Jack Gibbens was going to be your starter, if you told me this, day 1 of training camp, if you told me this at the beginning of August, whatever, I probably wouldn't have believed you. I did not think he would win this job. I thought it would have been Monty Rice, your former third-round pick. So what's his role now? Luke Gifford's going to be active because of special teams. I assume Monty Rice is linebacker 4, but is he? Who knows from that perspective? So I am curious. If it's all Gibbens at inside linebacker 2, do we see some Monty Rice? What does that mean for his role short-term? And what does it mean for him long-term? Today's show is made possible by GameTime. Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful, and that's why GameTime is here. They have killer deals on last-minute tickets and a best price guarantee, so you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you will have. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code TitansChat for $20 off your first purchase. They've got flash deals with that little white or the little yellow icon, flash deals. Things are on sale. They've got some cheaper tickets for whatever Titans game you want to go to this year. You don't have to plan months in advance to go to a game. GameTime has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. The GameTime guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same row and section for less, GameTime will credit you 110% of the difference. And when you use promo code TitansChat in the redeem code section of the app, like you see right here, go to profile, click redeem code, input the code there. They will give you $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code TitansChat for $20 off. Download GameTime today for last-minute tickets for the lowest price, all guaranteed. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Takeaway number 4, again, kind of knew this one a little bit, but Elijah Molden, formerly listed at the safety position. I still think you could see him in a pinch, get some run at corner. I'd rather not play Trey Avery anymore. But if you lose Kevin Byard to Monty Hooker, knock on wood, you don't have great options at safety. It's not a great grouping. It's Mike Brown. It's Matthew Jackson, the first-year player. Like, I don't want to play those guys. The Titans are thin at safety if we're not including Molden in that position group, who can also still play some nickel for you. We'll go to the cornerback depth chart later on. There's a little quirk involved there, but Roger McCreary is going to be this team's nickel corner, although you can play Sean Murphy-Bunting at nickel if you ever needed to as well. They had a slash by their names because Christian Fulton's CB1, Murphy-Bunting and McCreary are CB2/3 at the nickel spot. All right, that's takeaway number 4. Takeaway number 5 is that there is no clear kick returner. More slashes coming in. Special teams is actually kind of a fun depth chart to have because most teams won't list a backup for their, specialists. Tennessee did, though. It's Nick Folk, kicker, and then, Ryan Stonehouse is the backup at punter and vice versa for punter, which, okay, that's fine. They did list a backup long snapper, by the way. It's Jack Gibbens would be the long snapper if, knock on wood, something happened to Morgan Cox, which you don't see backup long snappers listed very often. Garris Jackson is the punt returner. Monty Hooker is his backup. 3 slashes, Jackson, Spears, and Julius Chestnut. I get Jackson's got return value. Kind of want to see Taze Spears get some run back there. I think it offers some juice, gets the ball in his hands more when you're going to feed Derrick Henry so much. So we'll see who gets the kick returns come week 1. This is your one-stop shop, folks, for the best Titans coverage on YouTube. You want more videos? Then we need you to subscribe. Titans today is dead last in the subscriber battle this month of Chat Sports. Let's change that. Month's still early. Hit that sub button right now. The other positions we haven't talked about yet, I just want to go through them kind of one time here. Derrick Henry is RB1. Taze Spears, RB2. Julius Chestnut is RB3. Shocking across the board, I know. Wide receiver, nothing too surprising here either. I would love to have a nice DeAndre Hopkins Titans photo for you. NFL's not sent it to us, so do your job, NFL. Come on. Burks is receiver 2. Again, no Kyle Phillips because of injury. Nick Westbrook-Akina, Chris Moore, Kiaris Jackson, Colton Dowell. Fairly expected there. Only 2 receivers listed as starters on the Titans depth chart. 2 tight ends. Chigo Okonkwo and Trayvon Wesco, and then Josh Wiley. I don't know how much they're going to use 2 tight ends, but you're kind of thin at receiver right now with Kyle Phillips banged up. Either way, I am excited to see Chigo Okonkwo have a massive breakout season. All right, folks, before we keep going to the defense side of football here, predict the score for me. Titans, Saints. Get those answers in where else but the comment section right now. Defensive line, again, pretty expected here. Danico Autry, Tyre Tart, Jeffrey Simmons, Jaden Peavy, Naquan Jones are your backups, checking off boxes there. Outside linebacker, your edge rushers, Harold Landry, Arden Key, Rashad Weaver, Caleb Murphy's your third stringer. Trevis Gibson is technically back up to Landry, but they went heavy at outside linebacker 2, but Landry's your 1, so I kind of tweaked the ordering a little bit there so it flows better, but Murphy's your third stringer. Cornerback-wise, Christian Fulton. Technically, it's Sean Murphy-Bunting / Roger McCreary, although I think you'll see McCreary in the nickel. And since he was behind Sean Murphy-Bunting on the slash, that's the way I interpreted it. Trey Avery, Kendall Vildor, Anthony Kendall, and hopefully Caleb Farley gets back soon. He's had a really rough time. Of course, our thoughts and prayers remain with him after his father tragically passed away. You guys want more Titans videos? Please subscribe. That way we can keep doing them. Otherwise, the boss is going to do other stuff. Hit that sub button right now.